So here are 3 of my favorite exercises for preventing hamstring strains, especially if you've done it while sprinting. The hamstring work primarily eccentrically, meaning in a lengthening fashion, and they fight against your hip flexors and they fight against your knee, and it works up to 6 to 8 times body weight or more when you run. 6 to 8 times body weight, that's a lot. So eccentrically, we want to be strengthening our hamstring, so doing these Nordic hamstring curls as seen here, falling forward, fighting against the bar, working against your body weight is a great way to strengthen your hamstrings eccentrically. If you can't do it that well, you might want to add a prop, so using a pole. We can also add some bands, but we just want to make sure that we're falling against resistance and our hamstrings are working in that eccentric fashion. These are really challenging to do. Trying to do them 2 times a week in your routine is a great little prevention tool. But as far as rehab goes, if you're recovering from a hamstring tear, 2 to 3 times a week is probably ideal. Now, these modified chair holds are a great way to strengthen up your hamstrings isometrically. At different points during sprinting, the hamstring has to hold in place. Isometric means it doesn't move. So here I've got my body weight acting against gravity with 15 kilos on top. This is a great isometric exercise for your hamstrings. So whereas Nordic hamstring curls are a knee-based hamstring exercise, RDLs or Romanian deadlifts are a hip-based hamstring exercise. We want to have both in our programs. So if the hamstrings have to work against 6 to 8 times of our body weight, we need to make sure that we can work up to a pretty heavy weight when doing hamstring rehab. This will give you a protective effect, meaning that you're stronger than the task that you're trying to complete, which is sprinting. The most important thing that you can do to prevent hamstring injury or to rehab yourself after a hamstring injury is to undergo a block of sprint work where you start at an achievable sprint speed and then you build up a little bit of volume and increase your speed progressively over a 4 to 6 week period. Like I said before, when we sprint, we put 6 to 8 times our body weight through our hamstring. It's very hard to find an exercise that allows us to put 6 to 8 times our body weight through our hamstring besides actually performing sprints. So we need to treat it like an exercise. Find an amount that you can do and then progressively make it harder, increase the speed that you're doing it at progressively over a period of time, which once again would be that 4 to 6 week period. This will allow your hamstrings to get stronger and to adapt to the forces that you're putting on them. A lot of people skip out this step, which is why they get recurrent hamstring strains. Eventually, you can start to do sprints under fatigue when you're more tired towards the back end of your rehab.